So Tricia, if you want to take us through some of the things that you're thinking about right now in terms of, getting more eyes and on your books and how to get those out for the holidays. Like what's your thinking right now? Because you love marketing and think it's fun. So I want to bring some of that energy into the conversation.
Yes, I love marketing and I think it's fun because for me, it's just another creative outlet and it's a problem to be solved. And my inner researcher loves that problem to be solved piece about things. So yeah, I just love creative ideas. I think, Erin's a good example of doing creative things, but really during the holidays, you want to think about think about yourself. What is fun for you? What would I be attracted to? And like who your target reader is. If it's Jody, your target reader might actually be younger than you think she is or he is. They might be that 24, 25, they still have some income, they have a lot of freedom. Maybe you want to go on Instagram even for that. And you can do packages, like you could say, okay, buy my signed copy of my book if it's somebody our age, for your daughter who's 25, and you might get like some handy travel gizmo that goes with it in a package for $20 or something like that. So you're pairing something fun for the holidays, for gift giving with your book is a great idea. If I'm talking about Erin's books, the Hold My Crown, you could put your Badass Towel with the Hold Your Crown book because it's very much on point with the badass, and pair those together so you have a package. So that's really fun. If you have a mug, or Sarah, downsizing, maybe you don't want to pair it with anything. But downsizing is a great thing for the new year too. Like when you talk about New Year's resolutions and you have a lot of time in the winter to stay in your house, that's when all my closets always get cleaned out. So, think about like where people are, what people would be using your books for, and then market to that. Like, why do they need your book? Who are they? What is their pain points? And tell a story about, and make it fun, right? So use fun colors, use holiday images. I can show you what I do every year. I'll share my screen and show you what I do every year. So this is my Google form that I will send out to my people. And what I send it to my people first. So I have like a Facebook group that's my author group that has like 45 people in it that are my people. They're the people I go to first for advanced copy reads. They're the people I go to first for anything. So I'm going to tell them about this first because I want to take care of my people. So just put a Google form up there and I say, okay, you can buy one book for $15. I have some vintage covers that are out of print, so I sell those for less, or you can buy one book for $18 delivered, 2 or more for $15 each. And then like I said, I have vintage covers that are going to go away because they're no longer in print. So those are a little bit cheaper. I'm giving away a free coloring book if you buy at least 3 books. I've already sold one whole series of my 4 books. So that's exciting. So yeah, I just have them fill out this Google form and then I invoice them through Square. So that's something fun to do. Let me stop sharing. Okay. Yeah, so that's sort of the first thing on my list is do package deals, 1 for 20, 2 for 15, whatever you're comfortable with. And if you have more than one book, Erin, you could say, get all my books for this.
Already thought about that.
Right, yeah. And and tell people who in their life this book would be good for. It's good for your daughter. It's good for your mother. It's good for the person that needs to clean out their closet. It's good for the travel person and definitely Deborah's books are so pretty that they're those coffee table books that people like. I mean, I think of them as coffee table books because I have mine on my coffee table. So it's that gift idea that people are going to enjoy throughout the year. And I would think, Amy, like November would be prime gratitude month for you. Yeah. So, Thanksgiving gifts. So that was my first one on the list.
Oh, I just came up with an idea before I forget. Can I say it?
Yeah, no, please do, because I forget.
Okay, so just a thought, and I don't know, but what if, you know how people have like parties and stuff during this time of year? What if as a like a house, not a housewarming, but we give our book to I'm losing my words, give it to the person that's hosting the party, and then give them like a slip that says, hey, if you really like this book, either gift it away or you can order copies at a reduced rate through me. Would that be?
That's a great idea. Yeah.
It just came to my head. I didn't mean to interrupt. I just was like, wait, we always do wine or food, but what if we gift them with a book?
Yeah.
Especially, or what are those gift exchanges, like the white elephant gift exchange? Is that what they're called? They're called different things.
Yeah, white elephant. We're doing one of those for our BNI chapters.
Right. Yeah. You could give a book for that and somebody would get it. And then everybody at the party would see the book. Right. So that's a great idea.
So Tricia, question on that particular offer you were talking about, that you send it out. Do you send that to your mailing list, or would you put that on Facebook, Instagram, but not LinkedIn? I mean, what platforms would you put that on?
Yeah, so like I said, I would share it in that Facebook group first. That's my 45 people. And then second, I share it to my newsletter. And then third, I share it to like Facebook on my author page. I usually don't do it on my personal page just because I don't want to bother people. But actually, doing it to your personal page during the holidays probably is not going to bother people either, because those are your people as well. So you actually may get more traction from your friends and family than you would from just posting it on your author page. So that is probably a good idea. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Tricia, that's what I've been
So
doing.
you have,
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, Debbie. Go ahead.
I was just going to ask just to clarify. So you have a personal page, Facebook, we're talking about personal page, an author page, and then a Facebook group.
Yeah, an author group. Yes. I actually have two groups. I have one that's my fantasy group and then one that's just like people love me group. And those are those 45 people. Yeah.
Can you show your
Oh,
author?
okay. Oh, it's a
I don't
small
know
group.
what author group is.
Oh, it's just you make a group, like you can do, you know how you can do a Facebook group. And so it's only people within the group that are seeing those posts that you put there. So when I have my advanced copies before I'm publishing, I always say, anybody want to read for advanced copy, they get first pick at that, and things like that.
And how did you put that author group together?
Yeah, so
Did
you can, in Facebook, you just go create a group and you call it what you want. And I think Amy's Unleash Your Inner Author group is like that, basically.
Yeah.
And then you just invite your people that like your page to be in the group, and most likely the people that always see your posts and always comment on your posts are going to be your best readers that are always following you, they're always commenting, and then they're going to join that group, and then it's just a way to interact more intimately, basically. Yeah.
Right. So you bring in the people from your personal page. That's your source.
From my author page more. I mean, it is some people on my personal page, obviously, but it's also some people that just are always commenting and interacting on my author page that are going to read every one of my books, and I'm going to take care of those people and nurture those relationships.
So kind of like a fan.
Well,
Sort of like a fan club, yeah. Biggest fan club.
and I guess my question wasn't really clear. So when you set up not your personal page, but your author page, in the beginning you have no followers. So did you invite people from your personal page to join the author page?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, and then you have your group.
My group is through my author page, yeah, because when you have that author page or business page, it says on the side, like, create a group, and that's how you do it.
And then Tricia, I had a question about, you mentioned the Google form where people order. Now, could you just take 2 seconds and tell us a little bit more about, where does the Google form come from?
Right, so if you have a Google or Gmail account,
Okay.
and then like you go into the Google, your Gmail, and it has all those buttons there, and it has those extra things like you would go to Drive or Maps, and there's one that says Docs. or you can just Google Forms. And you can create a form that way. You can put that image on the top. So let me share this again and show you. And I use this for a lot of different things. I used it for like when I'm going to an event, if you want to pre-order paperbacks. So yes, you can change this image, you can change the color of the theme, and then you can add images and blocks, but then you add just like, see, I can duplicate this and make another one, right? So I can just put all my books in here like this, and then they just check these off. And you can do it whether it's check boxes or you can do like short answers or long answers. So you're just creating that form in Google Forms. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks.
Tricia, let me clarify something. That is, when you're using that Google form or any kind of order form, these are books that you're sending out yourself. This isn't, this isn't
Right.
for Amazon or anything like that. This is books that you are sending out as an author.
Right. Nice. So I have them in my closet and I sign them and I send them directly through the postal service. Yes.
Right. So this is like Aaron Bear's 90 books sitting there.
Right.
I know I got
Right.
boxes of books, in my closet too. So
Which,
yeah.
that's not going to help your bottom line or your Amazon metrics, but a lot of people want paperbacks, and they want, if they like the author, they want them signed by the author, and it's that extra special gift touch for the holidays.
Mhm.
And I always have these available, but I highlight it specially and send this form out during the holidays. So,
And I have a resource for you for getting those little giveaways that I used to use as a teacher, and now I've used it for bookmarks and different things. It's Oriental Trading Company.
Oh yeah, those are cheap ones. Those are good
Yeah,
ones.
and they sell things like by the dozen or by the gross or whatever, and you can get little book covers or aprons or tote bags or whatever, and they're not necessarily, like Lord and Taylor quality, but they're fun little things that you can get at a really reasonable price that won't break the bank to be able to send out. So they're really good online. That's a good place to look.
Right. Yeah. I have
in
bookmarks.
Colorado. I have a source too. So my embroiderer, she's amazing.
Oh, cool.
Why don't you put a link to her in the chat, Erin, if you would?
You just contact me because she doesn't have like a website or anything, but
Okay.
she's made my tote bag. She's made my towels. I mean,
What's her
she's in,
turnaround time like?
Northglenn. What?
What is her turnaround time like?
Quick. If it's through me, then I'll just be like, I need you to do this for me, and she'll do it. So
Okay, cool.
she's amazing and she's fast. I mean, like Trish said, I've got towels, I've got tote bags, I've got all sorts of stuff. And then I have another source that's making those badass shirts that I put out online, and I didn't think they were going to sell, but they sold like hotcakes. Like I have to keep updating my order. So I do have another source for that. So if you need like local in Colorado, I mean, they'll do it everywhere else, but I've got sources all over. I've even got somebody that does hats. I mean,
Nice.
so if you need sources,
Badass.
then I can get those out to you guys too.
Okay. I'm putting some of this stuff in the chat, so we'll have it for posterity. All right. Great questions. Great questions. Susan, did you have a question? I saw your hand up.
More of a comment. I love the idea of the packages, and it's something that I did last year with my husband's business, who he's a potter. I created packages that were experiential with books and other products from local people. So we had like a mug with a coffee, local coffee roaster, and a book so it was like curl up with a book and a cup of coffee kind of experience. Now the cool thing about this is that if you choose the right people to collaborate with, who are good marketers for either themselves or they have a great presence, like the coffee roaster in our small town was somebody that I knew. It was the know, like, and trust thing, and they are very well loved in our community. So having a locally made Froggy Mountain Pottery mug with the Crumb Bunny coffee and I found an author who wrote a book about frogs. So it was like all themed, and everybody could cross promote each other. And it was an experience. So we were selling an experience more than a product. And so I think that really works, especially for people who have trouble promoting themselves, because other people are promoting you.
That's a great idea. Yeah.
And then,
Definitely
of
following
course,
that
doing it
holiday
through
experience.
social media, that's the other thing. If you can find somebody who has a huge Instagram following and you just partner with them, and you get the bang for their buck of their presence, because I know my Instagram presence isn't what I wish it was, but I know a lot of people that I can partner with who have really great reach. So I like the collaboration and the packaging idea.
That's a great idea. Yeah, and you can run special ads too with those bundles and too. So yeah, that's a good idea.
I'm actually doing a contest this month. I'm trying to hit my big goal of selling 1,000 books myself in the last 2 years. So I'm 22 away from that. So I'm doing, anybody that sponsors or buys a book will get into a raffle and they'll get a badass pack. And that is where I'll throw my stuff in. And I'll raffle it off. So I am doing that this month to see if I can hit my 1,000 book goal, which I think is huge for all of us. For Amy. But yeah. So you could do
Yeah,
that.
that's
like,
awesome.
you know
That's
how
a
many
great
books you
idea.
sold.
Yeah.
You know, if you have like, hey, I want to sell 25 books this month, whoever buys, I'm raffling off a Prime Spark bundle, you know, and then maybe you throw your other book in there or something.
Mhm.
And maybe Amy's book, maybe we do that. We put each other's books in that bundle too. I mean, that could be a way that we get other books out there. Just a thought.
Yeah, definitely one thing on my list is partnering with other authors, and that partnering with other people in your community is a great idea as well. Gift bundle.
Good stuff. We're getting creative now.
The only thing I'm doing before Christmas, because I've got my older book and then the new book's coming out in January, so it's kind of walking a fine line there, but I'm doing 2 book signings during what we consider, or I consider, the shopping season. One is at an independent bookstore and the other's at a, I'm not exactly sure what it is. Somebody else set it up for me, but it's I think it's a design studio, but they said that they wanted to have a book person there. So, so I'm doing that. And then also for me, it's really helped having subjects, people mentioned in my book. So if anybody's, because now they're marketing for me, they're doing marketing of my book. So if you've mentioned anybody in your books, maybe you can get them to post something too. You know, some real humans that, you know. Of course, if you mention Brene Brown, I don't think she's going to market for you, but because I've got 35 women that are mentioned in my book, they're going crazy with marketing. I'm thinking I need to order more books now.
I'm just laughing, Debbie, because one of the people I mentioned in my book was my real estate agent, and I didn't mention him real positively, even though I said a lot of positive things about him, and he would not market my book for me. I need to be careful. What did you say about the person?
Speaking of
I gotta go, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thanks for being here, Sarah. We'll see you in a little bit.
Sarah.
Yeah.
Speaking of real estate agents, like obviously my book is about my life and the troubles and stuff I went through, but a friend of mine who's a real estate agent, or no, she does mortgages, I think, or sold a house. I don't know. Anyway, she helped this woman find a house, and come to find out a couple of months later, this woman was escaping an abusive relationship with her kids, and that by getting her into that house saved her life. So once she found out that, she actually bought my book and gifted it to her client as like welcome home kind of thing. So reaching out to real estate agents is also a good idea for your book. So, you know, like with Sarah, I wish she wouldn't have left, but with Sarah, like it'd be perfect for her to give to have real estate agents use it, especially for those that are downsizing, and being the gift that they give them for helping them find the home, you know, getting the home or the sale or whatever.
Yeah.
I already sent her a private message about that, because my real estate agent gives out gifts every year for Christmas. And I'm sure they struggle to think of something unique. And so I sent her a private message saying, of course, now she's outed herself that her real estate agent may not be the, but there are other,
There's so
plenty.
many other real estate agents. I mean, even
Yeah.
if like we
Yeah.
run into them, we could say, hey, if you're looking for a gift, maybe one of our authors' books would be the perfect one for you. Like, what is it? You know, what are your clients? Because every client's different. I mean, the one client that got my book is because she left an abusive relationship and her life is now saved. So my book was appropriate. But like, say somebody else was a nonprofit, maybe the gratitude would be best, you know. And then like travel agents would be perfect for Jody. Like if travel agents book a big deal with a client, then they could also gift that book to say, hey, thank you for your business, you know, and then they have it as
Yeah.
like a resource in their agency. I don't know, just a thought.
And that would be the perfect group to connect with on LinkedIn, connect with travel agents or connect with realtors, or because that's what I try to focus on, I do focus on the people that the books or speaking or authoring might have some connection for them.
That's a great way to think about it. Those power partners that are speaking to the same people that you're speaking to.
Mhm.
And which reminds me, another idea that I didn't put on the list is like holiday bazaar type things. Like a lot of times you see these holiday craft bazaars where you can rent a table and sell whatever you sell. And a lot of times it is those holiday crafts, but a couple of authors I know go to those with their books as well. And like my neighborhood, a woman in my neighborhood used to have one, and she invited people who did their own like creative things, whether it was jewelry or soaps or whatever. And I went to that a couple of years. And I mean, it's mostly my friends, but they bought books. So that was great. So yeah.
What else you got for us, Tricia?
The second idea is do things like 12 days of books. Like instead of the 12 days of Christmas, you could do 12 days of books, and either have your book on sale for 12 days or spotlight a different book every day, or spotlight a different theme that is in your book every day. If you have like 12 themes you can think about from your books. So that's just kind of playing on those holiday themes. Let's see. My third one was create bundles with other authors that we've already mentioned. Let's see. Start a holiday contest, which is a little bit about what Erin was saying. Yeah, I mean, I like to do this a lot of times in November. So it's kind of a gratitude to my newsletter list, and it would only go out to my newsletter list. This is my thank you reader giveaway. I'm grateful for my readers. I'm doing, you know, and then it's just my readers, but it's something nice that you're building that relationship with them, and especially the ones on your newsletter that you want them to stay there, right? It's just engaging your newsletter people too. And I think we already talked about the gift baskets, like combine a book with a candle mug, towels. Sell books and you can donate a portion to charity, whatever your cause is for your book. Erin sort of already has it in with that. But like the first week, and here in Colorado, definitely it's like Colorado Gives Day is that first Tuesday after Thanksgiving. So if you have a certain charity that's near and dear to your heart, then say, okay, well, if you buy my book this week and you might charge a little bit more for it, you're going to get a signed copy plus $2 or $3 is every book is going to that charity of your choice. So that's a feel good thing for people as well. So you're getting your book out there and you're giving back. So that's an idea.
Also done it where a certain month I plant trees. For every book sold, I plant one tree. And it's only $1. There's a company called onetree.org, and it costs $1 to plant one tree. And I've planted 63 last year, and then I still have to plant the trees from this last September. But I think it's like 40 something trees, but it's like cost me $40. So that's I mean, you could do that too if you want, if you're a tree lover like I am.
Yeah, that's a good idea for the environment and for like Earth Day or something too.
Oh,
In
yeah.
April maybe. That's a good theme. Yeah, I like that. Going with themes every month is something that creative, like November is great gratitude, December might be giving, January is new starts. So if you have a theme that can go with new, just pick a theme every month that could be your highlighted theme. And then that's a good way to do your social media calendar throughout the whole year, actually. So my next idea, it doesn't always
Tricia,
work.
a question,
Yeah.
question. So on these ideas, let's say a theme thing for a book, if you've got more than one book, like Erin does, I mean, do you highlight one book at a time, or do you say, it's Arbor Day this month, and so I'm going to donate a tree for every book, and then here are all my books, or do you just focus on one book?
Yeah, I guess you could do it either way. Like if you only have one book, obviously, but you could say buy any of my books, and or like mine, I have one book that's more environmentally, I might do it just on that book, but I don't know. I don't know that I would limit it, because you might highlight that book because it is environmentally related. But if you want to sell more books, probably if you do the deal on all your books, then that's, probably going to get you the best bang for your buck, I would think. Yeah. But so I have 16 books, and Halloween, I'm a fantasy author, so Halloween is big for me. So I always do sales October for Halloween. And yeah, so if you have something like that you can tie things into, then
I bought her four series book in October.
And it wasn't even the fantasy series.
I just
No,
have
it
to
was
add,
the first one. It was this one.
Yeah.
I just had to add that when Amy and I were talking about this and what Tricia was going to do, and she said she's so good at marketing, and I said, listen, this is a girl who doesn't like fantasy or anything like that, and if Tricia can get me to buy her book and read it, then she is like a master marketer. So pay attention to this woman.
Well, thank you. I feel honored. My next idea, and it doesn't work for everyone, but write a holiday story and promote it. And obviously you have to plan this many months in advance if you're going to write it, get it edited, published, all that. But it doesn't have to be long. And a lot of times I've done short stories that end up being reader magnets. But I give them to my current people on my newsletter during the holidays. Hi, this is your holiday bonus. I have this short story for you. And I just deliver it in a PDF through my newsletter. But it's sort of a gift from me to them. It's like a special reading story. And I usually make it 10 to 20,000 words long. And it's just like a sweet, fun story about whatever. But if you can think ahead, the year ahead, you could plan out like a holiday theme story within whatever theme you're in. Like if you could write a special story about gratitude, or a special story about family, or any of those themes that your book are in, that's kind of something fun.
I would think that a couple of travel writers here in this group, Brooke and Jody, would, could come up with, I'm sure you've got stories, holiday type stories that you could, or themed, around some kind of theme that
Holiday travel.
fit well with that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
I
great
like
idea.
Holiday horror story, travel stories. I've got like 5 million of those. Travel on the East Coast during the holidays is horrible.
Yeah, maybe advice about how to make the holiday travel less horrible.
Yeah.
More fun.
And my next idea was partnering with local stores. So we've already talked to, Susan brought that up, and who else brought that up? Deborah, she's going to partnering with local stores. You can do live events, signings. That's always fun during the holidays. Everybody's coming in to get their coffee and just passes your book.
Another quick thing on that one is that when I first got my book as a promotion kind of thing, not even knowing what I was doing, I took the books with me, and every time I went in to have my nails done or my hair cut or my shoes fixed or whatever it was, I gave them a copy of the book and said, this is for you just because you do good service for me and whatever. And people, if they didn't want them or whatever, they'd put them up on their like counter. And I'd get calls and they'd say, hey, do you have any more of those books? I got somebody that wants one. And I say, give them yours, I'll bring you a new one. So that's a cool thing at Christmas time too, to gift the people in your world that service people your book.
That's a great idea.
Sort of along those lines, too, if you know of an organization, like a big organization that has a budget for holiday parties, and if your book matches their values or their cause or whatever that organization is, you could offer your book as a holiday gift at their holiday party. And so if they had 50 members or 100 members and you were able to sell 100 copies of your book for that one organization's holiday party, that could be a nice little bump in sales. So
Would be.
a lot of people, are members of Rotary or some of the other organizations that generally have a holiday party budget. And they plan their parties usually at least 2 or 3 months ahead of time. But if you were part of that organization, you might be able to talk to the committee chairperson and get your book to be the gift of the year.
That's a good idea. I mean, even for-profit companies give their clients and customers gifts like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you have like a woman-owned business that might want to do Erin's book or might want to do Anne's book, because winter is the perfect time for Anne's book because people are sitting inside watching movies, and they need to watch the movies that are going to lift their spirits, not drag them down as the winter days keep going on, right? So if you partner with those businesses that are giving gifts to their clients or customers, then that's a great idea. Yeah.
You can also get people to sponsor your book for events. So I had this women empowerment girls event where it was supposed to be eight girls between the ages of like 13 and 21. And I didn't want to just give my book because, I mean, we invest a lot of money and stuff. And so somebody who's very supportive of me actually paid for all 8 copies of my book to be in the gift bags. So that is another option. You can still, I didn't even reduce the price because the person believes in my book so much. So you can have people sponsor stuff for different events and have them sponsor your book as an option, which is, and I mean, everything that was donated in those bags were donated or sponsored.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, the company would buy your books to get to the people so that you were still making money, right?
Yeah.
And
No, I knew that. I was just saying like other events of other people, if they're coming up with ideas, you can get your fans to sponsor like, hey, this much money will sponsor a book and one of the gifts, like a mug or a towel or something.
That's a great thing. I know Brendan Burchard, for his first book, did that. He called it a partnership trifecta, and he partnered with the Kiwanis and with Toyota, and Toyota actually sponsored all of the books that the National Kiwanis organization gave to all of their best donors. And so that was like an over $1 million deal right there. No money out of his pocket. And it boosted his first book to New York Times bestseller status with that trifecta. So, you can do the trifecta on a smaller scale, but it's like you can also do it on a big scale with the big organizations that have big budgets. And in that case, Toyota wanted to be positioned as the good guy. And so they were very happy to buy millions of copies of this book. So that, and there was actually printed in that version of the book, they printed a page that acknowledged Toyota so that all of the Kiwanis high ticket donors knew that Toyota was backing it. So win-win-win for everybody.
Very cool. Yeah, if you have those relationships and those connections, then that's a great way to do it. That's amazing. That's very cool.
Very cool. Hey, Tricia, I wanted to jump in for like the last 5 minutes and just
Yes.
show, just talk about how we can kind of boost each other, but go ahead and finish your list and we'll.
Okay, so the other two were giveaways, and I think I already talked about that. And make it scarcity and deadlines for people. So, especially this year when they're talking about things shipping's going to be hard. Like, I'm going to be closing up shop December 18th or even sooner than that. And this is the last day you can order. So order by X day, or I have limited stock. I have 5 books of every, I have 5 books left. First come, first serve type things can also help with that. Just selling tactics.
Yeah, it's that fear of missing out factor that we're like, oh no, I have to buy it now. I love that. So, hey, I also wanted to talk about how we can all support each other's posts and books. So I just wanted to show you an example of what I did today on social media. So I listed Sarah's first book, Debbie's first book, and Jody's book on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. And so if all of us can, connect with each other online in these ways, and then, all you got to go is give it a little love, write a little comment in there. And, that means all the algorithms of all the different social media platforms will be boosted because it says, oh, this is getting some action. Let's show it to more people. And so the more eyeballs we can get on our stuff, somebody, when they read this post, will say, oh, I'm thinking of, my sister who's moving and is kind of a hoarder and she needs some help with this, So this can really help. I've also got, so when we can all go, it's hard to get to your own posts. There we go, post and activity. You can see these posts are, they look similar. I'm going to be doing this throughout the whole month of November and probably into December. I'm going to do themes of our books so that we'll have a mental health day. We'll have a travel day. We'll have, personal development. I've got so many of those books. So you can see, and you might even tag people. So you can love in here, you can give it a little love, and then you can say, oh, this makes me think of Aaron Bear, and you can tag somebody in a post. That means they're going to get a little notification that says, hey, somebody mentioned you in a comment, and they'll come here and look at this post and maybe comment on it too. So all these things help us just boost our visibility. This goes for Facebook, goes for Instagram, or whatever platforms you're on. I'm not a big Twitter fan, so I don't do that. But, we can also, now what I'll go back do this afternoon is add the links to this book. LinkedIn doesn't like you to add links that go outside of LinkedIn in your posts, but I can add it in the comments and give a link to either Jody's website or to Amazon, to where you can actually purchase this book. And then that gives it another comment and it gives, it actually boosts, it makes it easy if somebody wants to go check out the book and buy it for all their friends. So that's just another idea so that we can boost each other up and keep this party going, get our books into the hands of the people who need them most.
And don't forget to share. It's the mantra is like, comment, share. And every time you share, that means that that post will go out to your community, which that circle is like my community is different than Amy's community. There's maybe a little bit of overlap, but not a whole lot. And especially when you are sharing on 3 platforms, the communities are different. So that's how you really exponentially grow the reach. If you always like, comment, share, and just that's the mantra. Just go for it.
Yes,
You
thank
remind me
you
of my
so much
uncle
for that,
does that
Susan. I
all the
forgot the sharing part. Sorry, go ahead, Erin.
Oh, my uncle, he's an actor and a storyteller, and he's amazing. And his name is Hart Brown. And I told him about, we created a whole brand around his holy mackerel moments. And so in the holy mackerel moments, he's like, comment, and share. Oh my, comment, share. So he like does this like thing in his YouTube videos, and he always does like a shout out to me. He's like, my friend Erin told me I have to say this. And so he says, comment, and share. So like in a video, he makes it kind of like the Mayan tigers and bears, oh my, but he does comment, and share. And she said that,
I like that.
it's pretty fun.
That's awesome. Okay, let's get some hands to see if everybody got some new ideas today. Thumbs up, yes. Hands, awesome. Yeah, thanks everybody for sharing. Just sharing your ideas and participating today. This was really cool. And Tricia, thank you so much for putting that resource together for us. Again, you guys, it is in the chat. If you didn't get it and you want it, reach out to me. I'll email it to you. But it's a great resource. And you can also, you can save the chat. And so you can keep all those ideas that we came up with in our conversation today, along with your handout that Tricia put together for us. So thanks so much. And this was awesome. Lots of fun.
Thank you, Tricia. Thank you, everybody.
Amy, before we go, can everybody do kind of the Alex Agresta thing and go, yay, so I can take a picture?
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you so much.
So-
Debbie. Okay. On the count of 3.
1, yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yay! Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Debbie. I always forget to take a picture. So thanks for doing that. All right, everybody, have a wonderful rest of your day. And thanks so much for being here.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Thanks,
Bye.
Tricia.
Thank you.
Yes, thanks, Tricia and Amy.